Alright. So, for a while I've been wanting to do this fucking shit. Alright. I'm not good at doing this, but I have a theory on you already read that, you know what I'm about to fucking say. I think that Moses from the Bible is the original Charles Manson. And that sounds retarded, but I actually have a lot of evidence, which, while I'm driving, I'm just going to tell you the evidence, and if you don't believe me, then, that's on you. I don't really care. So, Charles Manson had, like, a fuck ton of people, and he just, like, told people what to do, and, they would, like, go off and kill people, obviously. I don't need to tell you who Charles Manson is. Look how safe that is. That's safe. I feel fucking safe driving behind that asshole. Anyways, sorry. I'm not trying to get distracted. I'm also door dashing, which is no fucking surprise. I'm a top door dasher. So order some shit. No, okay. I'm getting distracted. I'm talking about Moses. Alright, you know Moses from the Bible. Moses was adopted by, like, a king and shit, which isn't really Charles Manson, but this part is. The fact that Moses... You see, in the stories, it's like... It almost kind of proves that the God character is really just a non-existent character, more like, because the thing is, whenever God is mentioned in the Bible, it's always like nature, and it's always like random shit. People get powers for like no fucking reason. The original comics, basically, Moses was able to part the Red Sea, but the biggest confusion I have in that story is that if there was like a godly presence, a being of pure good, a being that could do no evil, if there truly was a being like that, then why the fuck did Moses just walk in and just, he just kill their firstborn sons with some fucking random disease? He made it swarm bugs. Motherfucker, he ain't a mage. Motherfucker's walking in acting like he's a goddamn wizard. Like a dark sorcerer walking in, he's like, give me my people. And he didn't, another thing too, is that he didn't even have people, he couldn't even talk for himself. Motherfucker had a brother who talked for him. And Moses was like, and the guy would be like, bring us the fucking people, the slaves. And then the Pharaoh was like, nah, fuck you, I'm gonna keep my slaves. You ain't getting my slaves. They work hard. Building bricks in triangle format. And Moses was like, alright, well, then prepare for frogs. And insects. And deadly diseases. And for it to rain fucking crazy shit. Tornadoes. And I don't know if that one happened. And then fucking their firstborn sons just die. That don't sound like a being of good. Alright, I don't think Moses' powers came from a place of good. So, pretty sure Moses was probably serving under a different god. And then, is it Moses that, the bush? He goes over to the bush and he gets, like, high as fuck. And he, like, thinks he sees the future, but he's just fucking tripping balls. That's what's happening. The dude did hardcore drugs. In the beginning of his story, he straight up fucking killed the dude. And he creates almost like a cult of people that have to follow a certain rules. Like he comes out, the only person who can look at the rules comes up with the fucking 10 demandments. Sorry, I meant commandments. But you get the fucking gist. That's basically what it is. And then, Moses be like, the beginning of a story, he fucking kills a guy. And then he later makes a rule about how not to kill people, right? So that right there, cult leaders have a thing for going against their own rules. And that was definitely one of them. And here's another thing that's interesting. On the map of, at the very end, when he gets his people or whatever, after he's done fucking, terrorizing everyone. Fucker, you know, it's not like he was terrorizing good people, but still, if Moses would, okay, here's the thing with the God character. If there really was a being made of good and light that could solve any problem just with the pure goodness of something, then you wouldn't need for all that fucking performance. You wouldn't need that show, that, you know, death and madness and disease. That was just power showing. You know, if someone who's actually powerful, they would walk in and they would be like, give me my people. Then the guy would say no, but then Moses would just stand there in silence. If this was actually based off of a, like, if in their universe, a guy, I mean, I'm saying in their universe because it's just stories. It's not actually fucking real. And if it did, it didn't happen like that. So, if it was actually a being of good, then Moses would just stand there in silence, and he wouldn't move, and then the guards would be afraid to touch him, and they'd be like, they would feel a presence coming off him. But no, he walks in, waving his wand around, and just threatens the city like a fucking Batman villain, or a Superman villain. That's Superman level, honestly. Still, it's fucking crazy shit. And then he gets his people, right? And then he's like, okay, we gotta go to the promised land. It's gonna have a fucking ton of amazing shit, you know? It's gonna have it's gonna have actual food. It's gonna have all this amazing shit, which, when a cult, you always have to promise a paradise. When you're a part of a cult or a leader of a cult, you always have to promise your people a paradise that doesn't exist. Which probably this paradise was just a government that was actually working really well. And, you know, the promised land was what was it, Jericho? You go to Jericho and it's just, you know, they got a bunch of shit. They got their shit together. They got resources. They got food. Moses takes these motherfuckers. The place, so it'd be like, here would be where they are. That's where they need to be. He does this. He makes them walk in circles for like 50 years. He knows where he going. I mean, fuck, he ain't Marco Polo, but he might as well be. Motherfucker's going in circles for 50 fucking years. I'm surprised the game ain't called Moses Jericho. Moses Jericho, you know. And you know, and God has like a thing for if anybody's like a part of that group that Moses created, he's like, you know, from that point on to the rest of history, if there's something that happens and God needs you to kill a guy, he needs you to kill a guy. Like how Nephi, he was like, God, I'm not supposed to kill people. And God's like, oh, that's fine. This motherfucker's evil. Kill his ass. But what happened to not killing? And he goes, he's just like, nah, forget that shit. It's fine when it's a bad guy. But then later he's like, nope, can't kill anybody. Sorry, I'm getting off track. I'm just saying, this being that they're creating is literally the most fiction some character can possibly be. And he only appears in physical form when he's like surrounded by plants. It'll be like a guy staring at a fucking bush. It'll be like, God spoke to me. You know, or it'll be like some being of light. And it will have no form. So who's to say this fucking character was even real? Like, it's like a metaphor for, you know, things in nature should stay as they are. You know, mankind comes along and cements the ground and perverts the nature of things. It's just, you know, I think that's what God truly meant. God is the earth. God isn't a fucking being in the goddamn clouds. He is the fucking earth, which, it's not a he, it's a fucking rock, alright? It's a big-ass rock. But if we keep treating it the way that it does, it's gonna be nothing. Because the ozone layer is gonna give out and we're all gonna fucking die, which we only have 5 billion years left. So, you know, that's my theory and why I think Moses is the fucking, he is the original Charles Manson.